Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our Fireside Chat. I'm joined here by our Chief Operating Officer, Michael Friedland. Michael, welcome.
Hello, Patrick. Hello, everybody.
So 6 months ago, you and I had a discussion around a lot of the changes happening within your organization. That stretched from TAM to GDL to marketing, which is always hits home, which is a nice thing. So here we are, a bit later in the year. And my first question is, how satisfied are you with changes that we've made thus far?
Okay, Patrick. So I'm personally very much satisfied, but I guess it's very important to have this satisfaction with our internal clients, from our internal clients. So just to remind to our audience that at the beginning of the year, we put three very clear objectives for all corporate services. First, become more efficient, basically reduce the cost of our operational expenses, or SG&A. Then improve the quality across all corporate services based on the feedback that we got from delivery organizations. And last but not least, change the overall culture from being isolated, working in silos, to well-connected to business. And I believe that we're moving quite well across all of these three objectives.
How important is it for you guys to continue to stay true to those objectives that you set forward as we think about 2020?
Right. It's a very good question. And this is a continuous improvement, basically, process. Back to my third point, that we need to change the culture, right? So our business is changing quite rapidly, as we all know.
Sure.
And what the biggest achievement, in my opinion, which will be a foundation of success in 2020, it's an attitude of our corporate leaders. So I can personally see close to zero resistance of changing the things. And it's quite different from the year ago where we started, and a lot of things needs to be built from scratch, needs to be changed. It took us a relatively short period of time to get the right people on the bus and to basically share the same values and culture, but now it's done. So I feel very comfortable with the core team that we have in corporate services to go into the next year. The key initiatives that we started, and they have different level of maturity, but all of them are quite important for the whole company, are the following. Together with TAM and Lopes, we are working on next gen of resource management platform. It's an extremely important comprehensive initiative which covers everything from efficient hiring of people, retention, upskilling, and increase of, utilization of our global resources across the company. Then the second one, we restructured our global location management organization. We constructed a global continuous improvement framework, which based on our global directors, empower them with the needed resources to be responsible for the good working condition of our employees and addressing all the complaints or issues that we're having locally. The third one is restructuring actually our marketing and making it more as a B2B lead generation agent. So we had a lot of conversation and discussions with you around that, but now we're very close to that. The structure of department is finalized, and hopefully next week or so we'll have an announcement of that, so people can understand exactly what we're doing. But that's a very important piece, because it is aimed to help us to grow the business.
Sure.
Right. So this is already not really back office functions, already closer to front office functions. And then last but not least, we started a fundamental simplification of Luxoft core processes, such as order to cash, procure to pay, and hire to retire. These are three core cross-service processes, which consist of the thousands of underlying processes, but quite frankly, they've been over-engineered, and it creates a lot of overhead.
So fiscal year 2020 is going to be probably the most lean and the most efficient corporate service that Luxoft in the last, at that point, 19 years has ever experienced?
Right, I believe so. We did a lot of preparation. I do not foresee more restructuring. We're done with the architecture of organization. We have the right team, and now it's just execution of the programs and transformation that we already started.
It's going to be a fun ride for the next 3 to 5 years at Luxoft now.
Yeah, I hope so.
So, well, interesting conversation. I appreciate the time to catch up in our fireside chats. And as we move into holiday season, obviously a big upcoming next fiscal year, New Year's as well. I'll leave you with the last word.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to thank every employee of Luxoft for the contribution they've made this year. It is indeed a very complicated year for Luxoft. We all know the reasons, but it made us definitely stronger and more experienced. So thank you to everyone. For the next year, that's an interesting. It's going to be an interesting year, as you said. But also, what's interesting about that this is a year of Earth peak according to Chinese horoscope, and this is actually turned out a very business-oriented creature. I did some reading on my own, so this year is supposed to be very good for hardworking and determined people. And I would like to, I think we all need it. I would like to wish everybody a first of all, healthy, interesting, and productive year. And this is definitely a good year, at least according to our Chinese friends and colleagues, for realization of ambitious plans. So if you have any ambitions, that's the year to do it.